Well, it's a tradition to take pictures with your kids in their new back-to-school outfits, many holding a sign with their name, their age, their grade, and their school. Now, social media makes it easier to share these pictures online, but the same way friends and family can see them, so can those predators. News 4's Jamel Johnson has ways that we all can stay safe online during this back-to-school period.
Getting little Jimmy ready for his first day back is a special moment as a parent. As proud parents do, they share these moments online. But sharing too much can put them right in harm's way.
It's unfortunate the world we're living in now. There's a lot of predators online.
The Child Crime Prevention and Safety Center says 840,000 children are reported missing each year. It's estimated 25% are social media related.
So those things like where they're at Monday through Friday, what school they're at, and who their teacher is.
It's a problem that's growing every day.
The numbers are definitely increasing of how many cases are coming from online predators.
Now, taking pictures and posting your child may seem like a harmless act. Say cheese, cheese. But not knowing the proper steps can put them at risk of being preyed on by someone lurking in the shadows.
Especially with their younger kids, try not to list anything or post anything that shows their full names, their ages, vital information like that.
This doesn't just go for younger ones, but older children with phones of their own.
Really just keeping that trust where your child feels comfortable letting you know when something uncomfortable is happening.
It's important to stay a step ahead of people who are up to no good.
Knowledge is power. The more that they know and the more that they understand about it, then the more that they can make educated decisions.
All to strike a balance between sharing special moments and protecting their privacy. In Dothan, Jamel Johnson, your hometown news leader.
Sheriff Blankenship says that law enforcement in Henry County recently started going into schools and educating students about what they post online.